Ja Morant has came back after a 25-game suspension, and since his return, the Memphis Grizzlies has not lost a game. Now, I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm calling it right now, right? And I'm the first guy that's going to call this. If the Memphis Grizzlies make the playoffs, despite their 6-19 record, if the Memphis Grizzlies are able to bounce back and make the playoffs despite the 6-19 record when Ja Morant comes back, Ja Morant needs to be the league MVP. Fuck Jokic, and as much as I like Giannis, nope. And definitely fuck Joel Embiid. If the Memphis Grizzlies that start off 6-19 and Ja Morant comes back and leads this team to the playoffs, Ja Morant needs to be the MVP. Period. He needs to be the MVP. I don't care what nobody say. Now, the Memphis Grizzlies has not lost since Ja Morant returned from a 25-game suspension. They haven't lost a game. They was able to beat the New Orleans Pelicans for a second time in a week. But this time the game was in Memphis. So, as you can see, this was the dance Ja Morant did after catching an alley. And let's see what some hating ass individuals have to say.
I mean, look, he said it was like an LSU celebration, which I don't know, Chandler. I feel like, that kid, and I feel like I was this kid where you get in trouble. And so you come back from being in trouble and you walk right up to the line that maybe your parents or teachers put in place and you touch the line. You're like, well, I didn't do anything. I didn't do it. It feels like that's what he's doing, which makes me think, was anything learned? That's what I'm concerned about here.
Yeah, that's the issue, and we're laughing because it's so shocking that we're even talking about him doing possibly the slightest thing gun related at this point. Everything he's done, and you can see he almost catches himself, and then he like kind of turns into something else. It's ridiculous, but again, like you got to grow up. You got to. Why are we talking about this? Your team is 4-0. You've been unbelievable. You've now been probably forgiven to a certain point, especially in Memphis, right? Like the team is back to being yours. You're playing at an elite level. Why are you giving us anything like this to even talk about, to discuss? That's negative. Why is your father doing interviews talking about how you didn't make any changes in your personal life and your issues, sitting courtside with his hood and glasses on? It's like, what else has to happen for you and your family and your friends to learn? Like, just make this about basketball, make this about your life, make this about your livelihood, and stop doing things like this, because you're must-see TV on the court. You are unbelievable. You are, besides Anthony Edwards, you are my favorite player to watch. Don't give us any of this other bullshit to talk about. Just be a star.
Now, if you ask me, that's some kind of backhanded way of telling Ja Morant to be humble. But this is all they can get him on. So if he perceived to do something, we're going to get him. We're going to be concerned about what he's doing in his personal life, right? But where was this concern for Josh Giddey? Josh Giddey's out there allegedly, and I do stress the word allegedly, getting involved with an underage girl, but there was no level of concern there. But the slightest thing Ja Morant does, not everybody want to talk about it. We not focus on the fact that the Memphis Grizzlies has not lost since Ja Morant returned. Everybody got an eagle eye for what Ja Morant doing. The slightest thing he does, the slightest pose he made, not everybody want to jump on him. Look, the fact of the matter is he has not broken any rules. What's up, y'all? RG Titan, Stevie J, Everybody's watching the video. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Hit that like button. Now, since Chandler Parsons want to call himself speaking on Ja Morant, let's speak about Chandler Parsons. Now, for those of you who may not be aware, Chandler Parsons was a former NBA player. He did play 3 years with the Memphis Grizzlies, and he finessed the goddamn on Grizzlies to the tune of $95 million. And there's a clip, fair use on all the smoke, that I'm going to play that represents that fact, just in case someone thinks I'm a liar and I'm on cap. DJ, spin that shit.
This meeting, and I see like where Stack's sitting, Fagan's getting like red and like kind of getting weird. And then like 5 minutes later, he asks, he's like, hey, let's take a break and like, we'll meet back up in 5. He's like, CP, come here. You're going to Memphis. Portland is going to give you a physical, and because of like Greg Oden and Brandon Roy's injury history, you might not pass. If you do that and they red flag you, bro, you're taking a minimum deal and you're smoked out at 95 million. I go back in there, bro, and Oscar performance going back. Oscar, I go back in there. Listen, guys, I've never been more sure of something in my life.
Sold it.
Grit and grind to the day I die. I'm like, I'm in.
I'm gonna get that shit tatted.
I was like, we can just stop it here.
Now you see it firsthand right there. He admitted that he went in there and malingered his way into $95 million. Stealing money. Damn thief. You got nerve to run his mouth, but Ja Morant, motherfucker, get your ass out of here. Now, this you Chandler Parsons? This you Chandler Parsons right here? Right? 4 years, $95 million, stealing all that money. Ain't this you getting involved in drunken parties and suspect females and all that? That's you? But you running your mouth about Ja Morant, huh? Ja Morant does a dance and hear all this fake outrage. This is disgusting. No. What's up, y'all? Can't stand them folks. What's good with you, bro? The real Lati? For real. All you did during your playing career with the Grizzlies was steal their money. And here you are getting involved in all kind of parties and whatever like that. And yet you running your mouth about goddamn Ja Morant, all because he caught an alley. This Ja Morant has laid low. You haven't heard so much as a pin drop from Ja Morant during the course of his suspension. Right. That dance he just was a New Orleans dance. But we want to focus on hand movement. We want to focus on body language and all this other stuff like we some goddamn psychologist and shit. Or like we some goddamn medical expert or whatever the fuck they be doing. Look, leave Ja Morant alone. Ja Morant has not done anything wrong. Okay? Just because he does a dance you don't approve of, that don't give you carte blanche to come in here on some podcast with that crazy ass woman, Michelle Beadle, and start talking shit. Listen to what Michelle Beadle, look how she tried to frame this thing. Right? Listen to how she tried to frame this. I'm gonna play this again. Listen to how she tried to frame it in the beginning.
I mean, look, he said it was like an LSU celebration, which I don't know, Chandler. I feel like, that kid, and I feel like I was this kid, where you get in trouble, and so you come back from being in trouble, and you walk right up to the line that maybe your parents or teachers put in place, and you touch the line, you're like, well, I didn't do anything. I didn't do it. It feels like that's what he's doing, which makes me think, was anything learned? That's what I'm concerned about here.
All right, first of all, what you think is irrelevant. Is that little kid that goes up to the line and he just, I ain't touch it. He just goes up to the line. He barely gets up to it. I ain't touch it. Which makes me feel that, look, bitch, what you feel is irrelevant. We don't care about how you feel. Okay? We don't care about how you feel because, truth be told, how you felt got Stephen A. Smith suspended. Much I don't like that buck dancing sellout Stephen A. Smith, how you felt about how Stephen A. Smith felt when he said what he said about the Ray Rice incident got him suspended. So no, we don't care about how you feel. How you feel is irrelevant. Was anything learned? Get your ass out of here. Right, Mike Lewis, and the famous words of The Rock. It doesn't matter what you think. Michelle Beadle, get your ass out of here, woman. Was anything learned? We learned that you ain't nothing more than a self-serving professional bullshit artist. That's what we learned. Y'all need to be making, if he's so much, Chandler Parsons, if you so much a fan of Ja Morant, right, then you need to vote for him for MVP should you have a vote. I don't know if you have a vote or not, but you need to go on the campaign tour and consider this man as the MVP if you really want to do something. Because the Memphis Grizzlies was 6-19 before he got back to the lineup. They've won 4 games in a row. And if he takes this team to the playoffs, Ja Morant needs to be the MVP of the NBA. Period. If we really want to move on from the gun incident, even though he didn't break any laws or anything like that, even though he didn't shoot anybody. So when Ja Morant was brandishing his gun and stuff like that, right? Where were these gun rights people at? Huh? These so-called conservatives that were so active about gun rights and we need to protect the Second Amendment and all that. Where was they at protecting Ja Morant and on that one? Yeah, you won't hear none of these white supremacist conservatives running their mouth about that. If we want to keep things 100. Anytime there's a mass killing, now we talk about the Second Amendment. Ja Morant just brandishes the gun on social media. You hear nobody talking about the Second Amendment then. But the first thing he does, not everybody got an eagle eye. See what he's doing? He didn't learn anything. Did Josh Giddey learn anything? Because you guys were quick to let that one fall down the memory hole, but we're not going to let y'all forget. We're not going to let y'all forget. Because, see, Adam Silver is double dribbling on everything he's standing on. He ain't consistent at all. That's right, Adam Silver, I'll call you out. Because you're not consistent at all. You're out here double dribbling on your standards, and you're out here just picking and choosing what you want to be standing on and picking and choosing what you want to let slide down the memory hole. Get your ass out here, Adam Silver. You full of shit. But as far as you media members go, you media members are a bunch of clowns, man. For real. All this fake outrage on Sports Illustrated, all this fake outrage on ESPN or whatever other media outlets just because he does a dance. So what? So what? And what do you get out of this? Outside of the fact that Ja Morant is going to be subjected to fake outrage and public excoriation and people out here trying to dissect his every move set and all that. Half y'all motherfuckers can't even dance. Be honest with you. But anyway, I just wanted to put that up real quick. Chandler Parsons, you need to sit down somewhere because you the last person to be running your mouth about what's going on in Memphis. The absolute last person to run your mouth about what's going on. After what you did, stealing $95 million, Chandler Parsons is the epitome of how to rob somebody with a pen. Hey, let's put on an Oscar-winning performance so I can get a massive deal and then don't even come nowhere close to living up to the contract. So, yeah, that's Chandler Parsons right there in all his glory, in his heyday. Now, in case you need a refresher of what he said, which prompted me to do this video, check this out.
Meeting, and I see like where Stack's sitting, Fagan's getting like red and like kind of getting weird. And then like 5 minutes later, he asks, he's like, hey, let's take a break and like we'll meet back up in 5. He's like, CP, come here. You're going to Memphis. Portland is going to give you a physical, and because of like Greg Oden and Brandon Roy's injury history, you might not pass. If you do that and they red flag you, bro, you're taking a minimum deal and you're smoked out at 95 million. I go back in there, bro, and Oscar performance going back. Oscar, I go back in there. Listen, guys, I've never been more sure of something in my life.
Sold it.
Grit and grind to the day I die. I'm like, I'm in.
I'm gonna get that shit tatted.
I was like, we can just stop it here.
And then I'm like, the fact that Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson laughed at that was disgusting, bro. It was. That was disgusting, but that's a whole nother video within itself. Because I ain't trying to get on them. I'm trying to keep my focus on goddamn on Chandler Parsons. For real, man, that was bullshit. That's probably the reason why you hadn't spoken about Josh Giddey yet, because you had your own shit going on. That's probably one of the reason why you was quiet about Josh Giddey. But yeah, man, this notion here that Ja Morant got to be humble and Ja Morant got to be this and Ja Morant got to be that, and whose image? And whose image? Because if somebody white does this, then they're a free thinker. They're you gotta let him express his truth. All this other bullshit that y'all be out here putting out here in the atmosphere. But Ja Morant, he got to be humble. He got to be this. He got to be that. And then it still may not be enough to some of you clowns. Because we got to nitpick every little thing this man does. Every little thing this man says. Hey, where's his father at? His father is, his father is doing this, that, and the third. So what? So what? Have they broken any laws? Have they violated any policy? No? Then what in the hell are we talking about? What's up, Alex? Hey, Ron. Are y'all that desperate for news? Are you that desperate for a story? For a little gotcha moment to try to make you some money? So what if he says this and that and the third? Have they violated any policies? Have they broken any laws? If the answer is no, once again, what the hell are we talking about? See, these reporters here always talking about thoughts and feelings and all that when they should be relying on policy. Instead, we want to interject thoughts and feelings into that, and then someone's feelings get mixed in, and then next thing you know, all kinds of false outrage and people are getting suspended and people are getting fined because of what they think and what they feel and all that. I feel all of you media members need to sit the hell down somewhere and leave Ja Morant alone. Let him do his thing. He's doing his thing right now in Memphis. He's doing his thing in Memphis. And that's all I got to say about that, man. You guys let me know what y'all think in the comments. If you're not subscribing to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the like button and share these videos on your social media platforms. Shouts out to the Mighty Lions Den basketball community. This your man. Scream at me. Hurt!